Hello, everyone. Happy New Year from Do Your Own Research podcast show. It's been a minute since we had conversations in the blockchain ecosystem, and today I'm so honored to have my guest, Granton from NODO. So today we want to talk about NODO and just a brief introduction of what NODO is, or rather what it entails. NODO is a platform that aims to connect African consumers with Web3 products and services. So, what NODO does, it offers two main features that we will delve into in a few, the NODO Discovery and the NODO News. So, what is NODO Discovery? It's just a Pan-African portal that allows users to discover, learn, and engage with over hundreds of Web3 projects across so many countries. I guess it's about 55 countries. And the beauty is that users can also filter by language, use case, and even supported currencies, and more that we look into. Then there's the NODO News part. It's a verified news service that provides news coverage and education in the latest Web3 products and features, and even the trends in the mostly in Africa. So I guess NODO, I I partly do what NODO does, education and news. And then and I guess it was started by EMURGO. EMURGO is it's an entity on the Cardano blockchain, and it mostly deals with I don't know what it deals with, so that's why I invited Gratton. So please go ahead and introduce yourself, our guest today. And my name is Frank, or Hazard Crypto in the blockchain space, and I'm usually your host in the DYOR podcast show. So please take it away, Mr. Gratton.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast today. And I'm so grateful to be here. And I don't take it for granted. It's a great honor. Yeah. Yes. I guess I will allow me just to introduce myself in a short while. Then I go to what Node does and more delve into what Node is. So my name is Granton. Um, I wear many hats, just to say it. I'm currently the NODO ambassador in Kenya. I'm the event organizer in Kenya currently, and what I do is just organize events on behalf of NODO in Kenya. Events that are meant to propagate what NODO is doing. We do want to get to the users of who are in Kenya, trying to let them know what NODO is doing and currently in Kenya, and just propagating information of NODO in Kenya. Currently, we have held some events. One event in Kenya that was in November at Technical University of Kenya. It was one of the biggest events that I've maybe taken part in, and it was a great success. And I'm also a student. I'm an engineering student at the same institution, Technical University of Kenya. I'm currently in my final year, so I'm looking forward to also maybe finishing my studies and venturing into other businesses in the near future. And I'm also an aspiring founder. I want to do things that are meant to impact the community. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that journey goes. And um, so let me just get to into NODO and just say NODO is a news agency in the blockchain space. What we delve in is what we major in is majorly in the blockchain area, which is currently one of the fastest growing industry in Africa actually. And one thing that I like about NODO is that they have majorly they have majorly concern themselves in the African market. African market is one of the biggest industry. We have one of the largest youth. We have one of the largest youth populations, almost one in the whole world. So, and these youth majorly have more of the digital skills, and it's actually much better to leverage on this. And yeah, maybe and try to see what we can do. The impact, maybe providing more information in an easier and an efficient way, and that's what NODO is doing currently. Yes, that's just a quick overview of what NODO is doing, and yeah, thank you.
All right. You have so many things you're doing: engineering, organizing meetups. I mean,
Not
yeah,
much, just a few things.
yeah, that's impressive. At the
Yeah,
same
and
time,
also
you,
doing a lot of things. You're also doing a lot of things also, and congratulations.
yeah, at the same time, you want to drive blockchain adoption, majorly in Africa, I guess, through NODO.
Yes,
So
yes.
back to NODO. Uh, could you please, do you have a brief, probably a brief, how can I put this? A brief know-how of how NODO started, because I understand it was started by EMURGO. EMURGO is a Cardano, is from Cardano, right? So
Yeah.
how did this start? Just a brief story on how NODO started.
Oh, okay, okay. So, I really don't want to maybe delve into the inner bits of it,
Uh-huh.
but just say that NODO was founded just around 2020, 2021. I'm forgetting the exact time, but yeah, that's just around, actually, that's around 2022, and that's when now it went officially out.
Okay.
Uh, Someone actually, I was actually in a recent Twitter space where the founder actually, the founder is of NODO, one of the biggest, one of the most outgoing and maybe vocal person people in the blockchain space. I'm getting the name. I'm very sorry for that. I guess I'll
It's not.
get back to it in the after as we go on with the podcast. So it was launched just around 2022. That's when it went now officially out, and now and the whole mission, as I mentioned earlier, was to try to get to the major users of blockchain and maybe cryptocurrencies in the African space. And what they have done actually so far so good in as much as NODO is concerned, they have actually done a great job. Currently, we have maybe I can talk on behalf of NODO. We have done a lot of work in the blockchain space by impacting some of the communities, blockchain communities in Africa, by providing grants. We have also maybe propagated more of the blockchain. We have actually done a great service to blockchain, I can say, by organizing events that are concerning blockchain space, not in Kenya specifically, but in Nigeria also. We have actually more ambassadors in Nigeria than in Kenya, but actually we are going to have more ambassadors in Kenya in the coming months, actually this year. And in the first quarter of this year, I guess we'll have more information coming concerning ambassadors.
Mhm.
And yeah, and also something another thing that we have also been able to do within the time that it has been launched is providing a space whereby people can easily earn by taking part in activities that maybe that are beneficial to them. And what am I talking about when I say activities that are beneficial to them? I'm talking about learning. uh, Right now, if you log in into NODO.xyz, that's the website, the official website of NODO, you can easily get information of the blockchain space. You can easily get uh, 24 hours information of everything that is happening currently in the blockchain space in the whole world, and not and more maybe in Kenya, in Nigeria, in South Africa. Just just mention it. Maybe also get more information of how maybe the bull run is currently happening, and more of yeah, just more information about it. And by that also, you can easily start when you engage with the content that is available in Node. You get to earn an XP. XP is more of a token in Node, and in full form it's called experience rewards. So this is a way of maybe maybe trying to uh, assist people maybe to earn a little bit of something as they maybe learn and also engage with our platform. And this is one of the major things that maybe have been able to do so far as NODO is concerned since it was launched. Yeah, and hopefully I satisfy the question.
Yeah, you've kind of summarized everything. So I just want us to break
Okay.
them down in bits so that we can understand
Okay.
everything in a sequential manner. Now
Okay. Okay.
let's start from probably a really interesting question. So how is Nodo different, rather how can we set Nodo apart from other protocols or organizations that offer blockchain news? Why would you think Nodo is doing better than other
Yeah.
others
Okay.
that are doing the same things? Let's talk about this, then we talk about now the incentivization part.
Okay. One thing that I want to mention before I answer that question is that uh, one thing that you should realize is that when you engage more people in something, you get a lot of impact. You get to have a lot of impact in people's lives, and also get more people involved in what you are doing. So after I mentioned that, now let me get back to your question. Uh, could you kindly revert back the question? Please?
Yeah, how is
Um,
it different from probably, let's say
yeah,
me,
yeah,
if
yeah.
I start a blog
Okay.
site that
Yes,
I
yes, yes.
talk about blockchain news, how is Nodo setting me apart
You're
from
actually,
from you?
yeah, yeah, you're actually one of our competitors, but collaboration actually make it. Actually, collaboration is much much better than competition. So one thing that maybe sets Nodo apart in a better match position than other platforms is that. Okay, let me just give an example of maybe our competitors or just people who maybe propagate information in the blockchain space. Let's just say people who have newsletters on LinkedIn. That's just
Yeah,
one way of maybe having information being propagated in the blockchain space, and also maybe creating a niche out of it. So one thing that you realize that I can easily, and I guess I can easily log on onto maybe LinkedIn, create my own newsletter, and start maybe having weekly newsletters, or twice a week I release newsletter, and maybe concerning the blockchain space, maybe in Kenya and Africa, and maybe the whole world. And one thing is that yes, I will impact my life in a way. I will try to also teach people about what is I'm currently, and teach people about maybe the blockchain space, and try to induct people into the blockchain world. But one thing that you realize is that I will get to maybe improve my life and all that. But at the end of the day, why not create something big for everyone? Why not create a whole table where people can maybe try and come together and eat together, just to put it in the most easiest way possible. Hopefully, it's in a better position that people can understand. So Nodo now have created a platform where all those people who are on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all these people, where they can come together, create content together and engage with them with everyone, maybe the audience, with everyone that maybe partakes in the blockchain space. Maybe let's say, for example, we had the Binance. We recently had a Binance event just recently in Kenya, and yes, so many things happened, and maybe I want to write an article of what really happened. Just give an overview of what really happened, of what just went down in the Binance event. I can easily get to uh, type it on my newsletter, on LinkedIn newsletter, and all that. But now Nodo provides that platform in another way. Within a shortest time possible, like 2 minutes, I have maybe the whole typed uh, I
article.
have the whole type content, and I can easily post it and people start engaging with me. Not only the people maybe who I know, it also involves the founders of communities, founders of the biggest maybe blockchain industry. It gives you a whole bigger platform and a bigger network of people, and maybe high network people who can easily start supporting you, and that sets you apart from everyone else. And I guess with that, it creates a great opportunity for maybe the youth in Africa to actually launch their venture in the Web3 space, and maybe start earning from it, and yeah, and maybe also climb the ladder of opportunities that are available.
Mhm. So let me get this
Yes,
straight. So in Nodo, it's kind of like a community that pulls together all right. Let me
content
say
creators.
writers, content creators
Yeah,
in the
yes,
Web3
yes, yes.
space, and then
Yeah,
if someone accesses Nodo, he or
yeah,
she or they can get all the information on a particular topic. Let's say now, for the example you said, probably Binance. So you'll get articles on what happened, and then
yeah,
maybe if
yeah.
you are a founder and you are reading through Nodo, you can easily
Yeah.
connect to probably that content creator, and so
Yes,
the
yes,
content
yes,
creator
yes.
is exposed to so many people that may potentially give them gigs or jobs or even
Yeah,
put them on the spotlight. And that's
yeah.
that's an amazing platform.
And also something else to mention,
Yeah,
something else to add on to that. The content creator actually paid by me, so
yeah, I
it
was
is not a
actually
thing.
coming to
Yeah,
that.
it's not
I
a
was actually
thing
coming
thing that.
to the
Okay, okay.
incentivization part. I just wanted
Yeah, yeah,
to understand how now maybe the content creator can make something,
yeah,
because when we were starting, you talked about uh, earning some XP points. So I just want to understand the use of these XP points and probably how now the platform incentivizes these so-called content creators. Could you
yeah.
could we talk about that?
Okay, okay. One thing that I want to mention is that yes, the content creators in Nodo are not doing that for free. You get to earn out of it. Currently, Nodo is working with a whole bunch of people who are really experienced in what they do. We have journalists actually uh, who are qualified journalists who work on Nodo, who create content almost every day, and they post it on Nodo, and yes, and try to get a living out of it. And that's one thing that maybe Nodo is really maybe doing a good thing out of it, and maybe sets them apart out maybe compared to their competitors. And yeah, something else is that we have those XP tokens, or the experience rewards out.
Hmm.
Maybe when you engage with the content in Node, you get to get those XP. And one thing is that the people who engage with the XP and maybe gain XP out of maybe engaging with content. Engaging with content, what I mean by engaging with content is by liking. A form of liking is not maybe that like that you have on Facebook, but an upvote. Upvote is where maybe you say, I recommend this content to other people by just maybe clicking that option, that feature that is available on NODO. When you do that, when you get more upvotes and maybe XP out of those upvotes, you get to the leaderboard. Leaderboard is now it's more competitive format where maybe the more people who have more XP get to compete with other people in those in the NODO platform, and after every 1 week and the winners, the top five people in the who have more XP, they actually get be awarded with what should I call it, with real currency. Maybe it's in they actually get to gain USDT, which is sent to them. But currently, this was just introduced some few weeks ago. We have NODO Gems. This is our own currency in the NODO platform, where maybe you can. It is supported in the Optimism and the Avalanche platform, where you can actually send the gems from the NODO platform to the Avalanche and maybe Optimism wallets, and you can easily off-ramp it and get it in real cash. So yes, you get a lot out of it, and hopefully I answered that question in the most best way possible.
It wasn't actually a question. It was like a kind of a discussion on how
Okay.
probably an interested content creator who is probably
Yeah.
listening and is wondering how they want to make some how to get incentivized. So there you have it.
Okay.
You can earn the NODO gems and
Yes.
use Optimism or Avalanche to convert them to crypto. Then now
Yes. Yes.
you
Yes.
have your currency. Yeah, that's
Yes. Yes.
something
Yes.
I'm looking forward to. I guess I'll start
Yeah.
being serious with the content
Actually, you should
creation.
have started it
I
right
take
now.
advantage of the NODO gems. So the NODO gems are,
Yes.
so if you have more XPs, you earn NODO gems, and then the NODO gems you can use.
So let me just explain it
Or
in
what
a much
happens?
better way. Let
Okay.
me just explain it in a much better way. So first of all, you get to engage with the content. I'm the user now. Let me just say I'm the user. I get onto the Nodo platform, and one thing that I will get into when I get into the Nodo platform, I will get to see content out of the Nodo platform. I start engaging with it, and what I mean with engaging is maybe giving an upvote, saying recommending it to other people, and with that, Nodo will realize that this guy has more, maybe has more experience, is getting more experience out of this platform, and from that now that's when you get to earn more XP. The more you engage with content in the NODO platform, the more XP you gain. And with that, you get into the leaderboard. Maybe you have more engagements. You have engaged with more content in the NODO platform for the maybe for the past 1 week. Now in the leaderboard now, maybe you are in number two in the leaderboard. You are number two or number three. Now there is a certain amount for the number one, number two, and number three. For every week that passes in Nodo platform, we have that rewarding system that works, and they are really rewarded for maybe having gotten to this that maybe the leaderboard, and yeah, they get to earn that fiat currency.
So it's not only for the content creators, but also for people who engage with the
Users.
content. I mean the
Yes, yes,
users.
yes, yes. The users get to earn through, and that's why I mentioned that earlier that we have that learn to earn.
So there is learn to earn and create to earn. for the
Yes, yes,
creators,
yes. Smart.
if there's something like
That's
that.
the way to actually mention it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Nodo is amazing. There are some other features that I've seen, like now the NODO grants. There's so many features that I've seen on the NODO platform, and so before we talk about the NODO grants, what are some of the challenges that probably you people at NODO have been facing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, challenge. What I can say about challenges that maybe we have faced so far, so good. There's not so much things, maybe challenges or setbacks that we have faced. So, since maybe I started being the ambassador in Kenya,
Mm.
one thing that I can mention, just a suggestion, maybe, and also an advice to everyone who is maybe involved in the such things that maybe are almost the same with what I do, is that you really have to be hardworking. That's one thing. There's a lot of work that is involved in what I do. You have a lot of maybe, what do you call it, deadlines to meet, and uh, it's one of the things that keeps you maybe on your feet, and keeps you uh, makes you maybe be more active, and start engaging with people and creating more connections, networks out of it. Because one thing that I have to mention also is that, you see, I'm supposed to create events almost every month. Every month I have to create. I have to organize an event, and it takes a lot. I have to submit some budgets within a short time that is given by the management. I have to work with the other person also to notify them about maybe the information that are supposed to be disseminated to them in a very good time. Also, I am supposed to uh, work with the vendors who provide us with maybe things to do with merchandise and all that. Also supposed to do communication, maybe the institution that we are supposed to visit. What I do currently is more of campus outreaches, and because most of the young people, one thing that we can also agree with is that they are mostly in the institution, the tertiary institution. That's where most of our engagements are supposed to, or rather, are mostly in, and that's what we actually target on. But actually, in the coming months, we are thinking of having more engagement in the with the other people out of the institution. We have a lot of people who are in the blockchain space who are not usually in the institution, and bringing all those things together, it really takes a lot, and you have to actually put a lot of work and time and attention to it. And not a challenge, but maybe a concern, and it really maybe an advice. You should really have a good maybe a good way of maybe keeping your time and maybe managing your time well.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes.
so um, could you also probably advise the listeners who want to use Nodo on the skill sets required, both the creators and probably the users? What are some? Well, I've understood one of the skills is probably you have to uh, have good knowledge on blockchain so that you know exactly what
Yeah.
you're writing.
Yeah.
So, are there any other additional skills that you would probably advise me or any other person who wants to use Nodo to earn the XPs? Because at the end of the day, everyone wants
Yeah.
to
You
own
have
a
learned
piece
something.
of
Maybe get out.
crypto. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that question. So one thing I want to mention is that you really have to one thing that people can earn out of maybe engaging Nodo, and why I'm advocating for people to use Nodo. One thing is that this is the one-stop shop for all the information that concern blockchain industry, mostly in Africa. You can easily get a lot of content, and this is content that has gone through uh, the maybe what we call it grilling, or just to say it has passed maybe it has passed through several people so that put it can be put out there for the audience. It is something that is maybe it has been approved for it to be there. So this is the information that maybe is correct for you guys. It's not information that is maybe it has not uh, been
Vetted.
it is good has been vetted. Yeah, thank you.
So uh, I, w- I was wondering the kind of skills that someone would need to
Would need to.
engage in NODO. One, I've
Okay,
already mentioned the blockchain knowledge aspect,
okay,
or
okay, okay, okay,
is it the
okay.
only required skill?
No, 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 no. One thing also is that what else can I mention? According to that question, another skill that maybe is very, very, very much maybe useful when using the NODO platform is you have to be very, very keen with what you are maybe going
Hosting.
through. You
Mm.
have to be more strategic with what you are looking for, so that you can also maybe get information in the quickest way possible. Yes, and I guess that's one of the most important thing when using the Note platform. You have also to be more keen because there's a lot of things that Note uh, is launching almost every week and every month, and it's a way of maybe gaining or earning from it. So it's good also to be very tech savvy and know what is really really maybe mostly maybe that is useful for you in the Nodo platform. You have to go through the Twitter account of Nodo and see maybe the new things that Nodo has introduced, so that also you can get more the best information and maybe utilize it in the Nodo platform. Yes.
Yeah, so I understand we will have another session that will talk more about NODO.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with other NODO team members, right?
Yeah, 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 for sure, for
So
sure.
this was just an introduction. Allow me to share the NODO platform. So too bad for the listeners, but for the people who will be watching this on the this video on the channel, you will have an extra advantage. Yeah, so I'm on the NODO platform as you are saying. I hope you can see it also.
Yeah, yes, yes.
And this is what Granton was just saying. So there's a lot of content here. Someone has just dropped some piece of information on Bitcoin. You can go through this, read it, then upvote. Is that what you meant?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, and then we will talk about most of these other exciting uh, products, like now the NODO grants. So what happens here in the NODO grants? You apply for a grant using your project, or what happens? So these are the past winners.
Also to mention one of the best communities in Kenya, that is Mimoy. I guess you already recognize it from the past maybe engagement that you have had. It's one of the actually it participated in one of the NODO grants and actually really did well.
Okay.
Although it reached, actually there's somewhere in they have been posted somewhere in the NODO grants. I guess it will be much talked about later in the coming engagements. So yeah, you can easily see that we have a lot maybe to gain out of NODO, and yes.
I can see even there are some campaigns here, so I don't know what happens over there. So in our next session, I guess we will talk about all these amazing products, and then we'll get to understand them so that all the people in the blockchain space can
Yes, can also engage.
interact
Yes,
with them and win.
one thing also to mention is that when I said that this is one-stop shop of all the information that you need in the Web3 space,
Yes.
uh, that you realize that almost every new or most of the information maybe or the new startups in the Web3 space are almost featured in the NODO platform. I can easily see Cassava Network and all these new platforms. And this is just a way of getting information, early information of what is happening, and start maybe getting into those platforms in the earliest time possible, and start maybe gaining something from it.
All right. There's also parts where people can take part in quizzes and games and all that. So it truly is a
Yeah,
one-stop shop, as you've mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is an
And
amazing.
actually also to add on to that,
Mhm.
the quizzes don't come free. Also, you earn out of taking those quizzes, and yeah, and it really doesn't take a lot. It takes a very short time, and also you get to gain information out of taking these quizzes. We have prizes for actually the people who, and actually this is one of the way to get those XP points, and
Mhm.
yes, and out of it now you get to the leaderboard and earn from that.
Okay, we've seen a lot of stuff happening in the platform. I was just teasing uh, the listeners and the probably those who will view this video on
Yeah, yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
get to interact with Nodo and enjoy the amazing services and stuff they offer.
yeah.
So, do you have the social media handles for you and Team Nodo
Yeah,
that you'd
yeah,
like to share with us?
yeah,
Though
yeah.
I'll drop them in the
Yes,
episode description either way. So where can we?
yes.
Let me go first.
Okay.
You can find me at Hazard Crypto on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you can find me on Hazard Crypto on Twitter. We recently also have started our YouTube channel. You can find us there, and also all other social media. But I'll drop the links on the description. So let the guest also share with us his social media handles.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank, for this. Uh, you can find me on Twitter at Granton. I'm more active on LinkedIn. That's why I have more
Okay.
following. So you can easily get me at Granton Boro on LinkedIn. And yeah, also I've not ventured into YouTube. Maybe it's a good thing now. That I mean, you have to challenge yourself every day, and yeah, we learn every day also, and maybe I'll also start engaging on YouTube in the near future. Also, I'm not on TikTok, so that's out of question. And yeah, I'm pretty. I don't know
Well,
if
DYOR is
currently
on TikTok now.
are
I'll
you
share
TikTok?
the
Are you?
links.
Yeah,
What
and
about,
actually,
yeah?
actually, TikTok is proving to be one of the best platforms to engage with people, and I
Mm.
guess also it's a good now trying to say that we should also maybe try TikTok these days, and yeah, we have a lot of audience in on TikTok.
What about Nodo? Where do you have the social media handles of
Yes, yes, yes.
Nodo?
Find NODO on Twitter at NODO, NODO. You can easily get them there. Also on LinkedIn at NODO. Also, their website is NODO.xyz. That is NODO.xyz. Yes.
fascinating. So it's been a pleasure having this introductory conversation with you.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
you promise, I don't want to use the term promise, but I think we need to have another session
Yes, yes,
with
yes.
now other Team Nodo members where we'll have an in-depth discussion on how to
Yes,
really
yes.
make use of the products that you've touched on, the grants,
Yes,
how to
yes,
earn XPs, and all those.
yes.
So I guess that's all for this session. And yeah, be sure to find us on all the podcast distribution platforms on YouTube and now on TikTok now that Granton is not there. And let's keep the conversation going. Now, remember, none of what we say here is financial advice. This is just a disclaimer. So you are advised to do your own research and not financial advice. So yeah, happy New Year, and let's keep the conversation on Web3 and blockchain going. So goodbye. See you around.
Goodbye. Thank you, thank
Bye.
you, thank you. Have a good
And thank you
time.
so much for the information.
Okay.